Welcome back. It's time for the Small Business Spotlight. This week, how many people are using their skills outside their day jobs to add to their resume, supplement their income, and make the most of what they know? For many, one job is no longer enough, and the world of freelance and contract work continues to grow. Back for a return visit, author and small business expert Ebong Eka with what you need to know to join the trend of having a sideline small business. Welcome back. So what is a sideline small business, and who can participate in this whole trend?
Basically anybody. It's basically what you're doing is you're becoming a freelancer. So what a lot of people are doing is you're noticing the trends in the job market. There are a lot more jobs, but people are making actually a lot less money. So what's happening is people are saying, how can I supplement my income by doing something called being on a sideline, or even called a side hustle? So
before we even get to what they should do, how do they do it in good conscience? If you've got a day job, aren't you cheating on your boss if you're taking those same skills and selling it to others after hours?
That's a very good question. A lot of people do struggle with that. But one thing I do say is if you work, say for example, you work for a graphic design firm, that's a little different. If you work for a company, then you do graphic design within the company and you're doing it for other people, that's a little bit different, I would say. So,
do you say go to the boss and let them know you're going to be doing this? Make
no.
Sure it's oh, really?
I would say no, because not everybody can deal with that. I mean, there are a bunch of reasons. Some of it may be jealousy. Some of it may be thinking that you're going to spend your company resources doing your other side job. So there's a lot of reasons why you probably don't want to bring it up.
Okay, so once you do line up the extra work, tell us some rules of the road in terms of how to not mingle the two, so that you're not using the boss's products and time and email addresses to get your job done.
It's really hard, but what you have to do is you have to be very intentional and very deliberate. That includes creating your own website, keeping separate records. Not even, I mean, I would also tell people don't even take notepads and pens. Not because it's a big deal, but for the bigger thing is if you can do that, then you'll start skimping on other things and you'll start moving towards working from your actual day job office while you should be doing this at home.
And that's a big no-no. You got to do this on your own time. Give us some examples of some of the types of jobs that are out there that people are taking advantage of.
That's a great question. There's people who do like PR, for example. You can go out and help small businesses. You can help individuals who want to do write press releases, creative writing. You can also do things, if say your graphic design was something I said earlier. A lot of these jobs tend to be service-based. Obviously, if you work in construction, you're not going to do construction in the middle of the night. It doesn't make any sense. But jobs like, again, service-based, PR, maybe accounting, maybe some bookkeeping on the side. If you do internal bookkeeping for a company, that's some general examples.
One of the things I like that you say too is it doesn't have to be what you do during your day job. You could have other skills, muscles that you don't exercise during the regular workday. Be a guitar lesson teacher or something like that takes advantage of your skills. How do people go about finding the best way of finding the jobs?
I think it depends on what you're looking to do, but there are a lot of great websites. I love Fiverr. I use Fiverr personally. I love freelancer.com, ELance, Odesk. They're basically ways to outsource, to find outsourcing or / resources, but also it's a way for you to put a profile up and find work across the globe, not only across the country.
So you've given us some of the biggest do's. What are some of the big don'ts?
One thing I would say is don't try to actually separate your banking. So get your own EIN, easily get a website.
Employee identification number.
Employee identification number for tax purposes. Get a separate bank card from a bank. It's very simple to do that. Another thing you can also do is get your own website, which is very simple to do with GoDaddy for not a lot of money. And also don't use a Hotmail or Yahoo address or AOL. A lot of you people out there,
not professional.
It's horrible. So you could just put a little extra dollars here and there and get an actual real address.
So those are some of the don'ts. What are some of the big do's? You've already listed some. What are some other do's?
Don't be afraid to charge what you think you're worth. A lot of people struggle with charging money. They think, okay, because I have a real job, I feel bad, I'm going to charge this guy a lot less. What ends up happening is one of two things. You anchor yourself to a lower price point, so you give the idea that you're lower quality. And then secondly, you end up with a bunch of horrible clients. People who nickel and dime you, waste your time,
or
and
friends who just feel like you're doing this as a hobby when it's your well-spent time.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about some of the ways that you think people could think beyond what they're currently doing now to get out there. One
great example, I experienced this today by taking Uber, is one great example. There are people, every time I have a new Uber driver, he's either doing IT, he's in school, he's a lawyer, there's all these other things people doing, using their cars to drive.
It used to be the cab drivers were the best educated people in Washington. Now they're up to Uber. Ebong Eka, thanks for always sharing your expertise with us today.